Khadija and her stepsister Aisha had always had a strained relationship. Growing up, Khadija tried to be kind, but Aisha's jealousy clouded their bond. Their animosity remained dormant until the day Musa came into their lives. Musa, with his magnetic charm and warm smile, was everything Khadija had dreamed of. He was her beacon of hope in an otherwise mundane life. But for Aisha, Musa represented something far more sinister, a trophy she was determined to win at any cost. Aisha's jealousy morphed into a dark obsession. She sought the aid of a local witch, a woman known for her malevolent spells and potions. The witch handed Aisha a vial filled with a shimmering liquid and whispered instructions. Musa would soon be under her spell, unable to resist her allure. The change in Musa was immediate. His adoration for Khadija vanished, replaced by an icy indifference. He became Aisha's puppet, following her every command. The once loving couple became estranged, and Khadija's life turned into a living nightmare. Aisha and Musa's cruelty knew no bounds. They isolated Khadija, treating her as an outcast in her own home. They belittled her, mocked her, and made her feel worthless. Khadija's heart ached with confusion and despair. She couldn't understand why the love of her life had turned against her. Desperation drove Khadija to seek answers. She had heard whispers of Aisha's visit to the witch, and her curiosity led her to the very same woman. The witch, perhaps moved by Khadija's sorrow, revealed the existence of the spell and hinted at its cure. The antidote, she said, was hidden under a big pot in Aisha's room. Khadija's heart raced as she returned home. She waited for the cover of night, when Aisha and Musa would be asleep. With trembling hands, she entered Aisha's room and found the pot the witch had described. She carefully lifted it, revealing an ancient parchment with the counter spell. As Khadija read the incantation, a surge of hope washed over her. She performed the ritual with unwavering determination, her voice steady and clear. The spell's grip on Musa began to weaken, and his eyes slowly regained their warmth. Musa, now free from the enchantment, collapsed to his knees, tears streaming down his face. "Khadija," he whispered, his voice filled with regret. "I'm so sorry." Khadija's heart ached with the weight of his apology. She knew their love had been tested by dark forces beyond their control. But as they embraced, she felt a glimmer of hope for their future. Aisha, however, was not to be forgiven. The breaking of the spell unleashed a backlash of dark energy that consumed her mind. Her jealousy and malevolence twisted into madness, driving her to the brink of insanity. The villagers, wary of her erratic behavior, eventually drove her out. Aisha fled, never to be seen again. Months passed, and life in the village slowly returned to normal. Khadija and Musa rebuilt their lives, one tender moment at a time. But the memory of Aisha's jealousy and the dark forces she had unleashed lingered like a shadow. One evening, as the sun set in a blaze of orange and pink, Khadija and Musa sat by the river, reflecting on the past. "Do you ever think about Aisha?" Musa asked, his voice filled with uncertainty. Khadija nodded, her heart heavy with memories. "Sometimes," she admitted. "I wonder if she's found peace or if her jealousy still consumes her." Musa's eyes softened with empathy. "I hope she's found a way to heal," he said gently. "No one deserves to be a prisoner of their own emotions." Days turned into weeks, and life continued its steady rhythm. But an eerie sensation began to creep into the village. Strange occurrences started to unfold, whispers in the wind, shadows that seemed to move on their own, and the inexplicable feeling of being watched. One night, as Khadija lay in bed, she heard a faint knock on the door. Fear gripped her heart, but she summoned the courage to investigate. Opening the door, she was met with the sight of an old woman, her eyes filled with a mix of sadness and desperation. "Please," the woman begged, "I need your help." Khadija's instincts told her to be wary, but her compassionate heart couldn't turn the woman away. She invited her in and offered her food and shelter. As the night wore on, the woman revealed her true identity. She was the witch who had helped Aisha cast the spell. "I have come to right my wrongs," she confessed, tears streaming down her wrinkled cheeks. "Aisha's madness is not of her own making. It was a curse I placed upon her as punishment for her malevolence." Khadija's heart ached with the weight of the revelation. "Is there a way to lift the curse?" she asked, her voice trembling with hope and fear. The witch nodded. "There is, but it requires a sacrifice, a bond of love strong enough to break the chains of darkness." Determined to save her stepsister, Khadija and Musa embarked on a journey to find Aisha. They traveled through dense forests, crossed treacherous rivers, and braved the harsh elements. Their love and unwavering resolve guided them every step of the way. Finally, they found Aisha, living in a desolate cave, her mind lost to the shadows. Khadija approached her with a mixture of sorrow and compassion. "Aisha," she whispered, "we're here to help you." Aisha's vacant eyes flickered with a faint glimmer of recognition. The bond of sisterhood, though strained and battered, had not been entirely severed. Together, Khadija and Musa performed the ritual as the witch had instructed. Their love, a beacon of light, pierced through the darkness that had enveloped Aisha's soul. Slowly but surely, the curse began to lift. Aisha's mind cleared and she fell to her knees, sobbing uncontrollably. "I'm so sorry," she cried. "I let my jealousy consume me." Khadija knelt beside her, wrapping her arms around her sister. "It's over now," she said softly. "We can heal together." With the curse broken, Aisha returned to the village with Khadija and Musa. The journey to forgiveness and redemption was not easy, but with each passing day, the bonds of love and family grew stronger. Can we ever truly overcome the shadows of our past? And what sacrifices are we willing to make for those we love? Don't forget to like and subscribe.